What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustler here, and today I'm gonna do a little bit of a chart analysis with Aurora Cannabis. So if you guys watched my last video titled "Why is Aurora Crashing?" in that video I talked about a few support lines with Aurora Cannabis, and one of the support lines that I was talking about with Aurora Cannabis was right here. So if you guys want to watch my last video, I'll leave the link right here. You guys could click on that before you watch this and you'll understand what I'm talking about. If not, then I'll continue on with this. So right here's the support line that I was talking about. This was one of the three support lines that could be happening. And as you can see, Aurora Cannabis has been bouncing off this support line a few times. And if we take a closer look into Aurora Cannabis, we're going to realize right now that Aurora's support line is at $9 right now. It might go a little bit above, it might go a little bit below, but in the past 3 days, Aurora right now has a support line of $9. So right here is the support line. So now it seems to be that Aurora keeps hitting the support line and reaching new lows. So as you can see here, Aurora hit that support line and then it bounced back to 11 something, to about 11.20. Hit that support line and then it bounced back up to $10. It hit that support line. It actually went a little bit lower, and as you can see, while the support line stays the same, it's kind of been downtrending. So that's a pretty dangerous pattern. We could see a reversal and then all of a sudden Aurora starts hitting new highs after it hits that support. We could see that, and that is the best case scenario. Also, another pattern that I did mention, which will result in this support line right here turning into the resistance line. So that could mean, and let me clear this board up real quick. I'm gonna make this a little smaller so you guys could see. Let's look at the 6 months chart. So these are the two support lines that I was talking about in my last video. There's one right here, and then there was the $7 support line right here. So what could happen right now, and right now Aurora seems to be bouncing on and off $9. So that seems to be another support line. So what could happen right now is that this $9 support line right here could end up turning into the resistance line. And let's say that Aurora breaks below its support line right here, it could end up its new support line can end up being $7, and the previous support line right here could end up being the resistance line. So what could happen is that it could continue hitting that resistance line, or it could continue making new lows and then eventually break below its new support line, which we obviously don't want, because if that does happen, its new support line could end up being around $5 to $5.50. So it might break below that. So best case scenario, it keeps bouncing off this support line and goes up, or it continues to bounce off the $9 support line and eventually skyrockets. I hope you guys understand this. But right now, as we can see, Aurora is sticking to $9. I really hope it sticks to $9 and eventually does a reversal. Let me get rid of all this. Let me just get rid of this. And then does a similar pattern. I really hope Aurora ends up doing a similar pattern that it did back here. $9 seems to be a support line for Aurora. So as you can see right here, this is a $9 line. And Aurora just kept bouncing up, and then eventually it hit and eventually it did reach all-time highs again. But the thing is when this happened here, this was before legalization date, so there was still hype, and then it went back down, and it kind of had a pattern, and then eventually it just broke that support line, and then that's when it got to $7 being its new support line. So none of this is 100% guaranteed, but by looking at these charts, these are all possibilities. So I really hope Aurora doesn't break that $9 support line, but if it does, we could start seeing Aurora hit $7. And once again, if you guys didn't see my last video and it's titled "Why is Aurora Crashing?", you could click on this box right here and you could watch that video and you can understand the support lines. I did talk about it a little bit. Hopefully you guys understand this video. If you guys did understand it, and if you guys like these types of videos where I analyze charts, give me a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment if you want me to analyze another company, for example like Canopy, Namaste. None of this is 100% guaranteed. Charts are not predictable. Sometimes charts do have patterns, and then 90%, and then sometimes charts do follow patterns, but at any given moment a chart can break a pattern. So investing just based on charts is not recommended, but it is something to keep an eye out on.